Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the viewers. Join us live and exclusive to Sky Sports Friday Fight Night at Whitchurch Sports Centre in the city of Bristol. Would you please welcome the contestants for the main event into the ring. And first of all, from South Africa, please welcome Zolile Mbityi.
Fifth visit to our shores for the once world-class and always able and capable South African veteran, Zolile Mbityi. He's taken our best recent flyweights like Peter Coleshaw, Damien Kelly and Dale Robinson to the wire. He's experienced, he's got bags of that, and if he gets into this, Jim, surely a few old tricks as well.
Yeah, when you take a look down his record, some of the men he's faced, real world-class fighters. I mean, he must feel, no matter what Lee Haskins brings tonight, he's seen it and he's coped with it, and he expects to do that tonight. 36 years of age, obviously past his best. Little sticky patch in his career, which he seems to have come through. He's won his last couple of fights. But I think he'll have some tricks that Lee Haskins will have to deal with. It's a fight we expect Haskins to win, but maybe this 36-year-old Mbityi will just show us exactly how good Haskins is.
Got one or two fans here and looks very confident. I think Lee Haskins might do as well. Good to see.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make some noise for the Bristol boy. Please welcome Lee Haskins.
The girl them skill arty. Someone give it up, someone give it up, someone give it up to our girls.
Bristol have come out to support their new young protege. Shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Jam-packed here at the Whitchurch Sports Centre. The new Commonwealth flyweight champion, Lee Haskins. Cocky, confident, showy, flashy, so much self-belief. An unbeaten puncher and a really refreshing face on the scene. Good times in the Southwest.
Certainly good times and good times ahead. When I'm gauging young fighters, I like to look at them at the 6 and 8 round level. If they're having tooth and nail battles at that level, then they're going to be a little bit short when they step up. Well, he breezed through the 6 and 8 round level. When they stepped him up for the vacant Commonwealth title, it produces a 2-round blast out. I won't go as far as to say he's going to be world class, but there's no denying his talent, and there's definitely no denying his power. Tremendous young prospect.
There is plenty still to learn about Lee Haskins. But there is an interest, a genuine interest here in a man that they hope will follow the likes of Ross Hale and Glenn Catley to big, big prizes. Another cracking atmosphere here on Friday Fight Night. The tail of the tape. Well, Mbityi, 14 years older, so much more experience. He's got a slight height advantage, both bang on the 8-stone limit, and the reach, same again. Haskins the southpaw though. Well, Mbityi been around since 1989, been in with so many good little men. 41 fights there, and look at the difference in rounds boxed. But the power, no doubt about that, is with the homegrown man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials appointed for this contest by the British Boxing Board of Control in association with the Commonwealth Council, the supervisor for the Commonwealth, Mr. Simon Block. The British Boxing Board of Control steward in charge, Mr. Ken Honeyball, the timekeeper, Mr. John Lee of Plymouth, and the judges scoring the contest at ringside on the 10 must system, Mr. Phil Edwards of Preston, Mr. Victor Loughran of Paisley, Scotland, and Mr. Paul Thomas of Derby. The referee in charge of the action from London, Mr. Marcus MacDonald. Ladies and gentlemen, live and exclusive on Sky Sports Friday Fight Night from Whitchurch Sports Centre in Bristol. Sanagar Events, sponsored by Taxi Fast 222222 of Plymouth, proudly present tonight's main event. A contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the flyweight championship of the Commonwealth. Between and introducing the boxers, and firstly, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black and white trunks, he comes from East London in South Africa. He weighed in at 8 stone exactly and comes with a 41-fight professional record, 27 wins, 10 wins by way of knockout, with 11 losses and 3 draws. He's a former South African champion. Please welcome Zolile Mbityi. And across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the purple-coloured trunks trimmed with black, the colour of the Bristol boys. He weighed in also at 8 stone exactly. He's undefeated as a professional, bringing a 14-fight record, 14 wins and 9 wins by way of knockout. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to the ring as the current flyweight champion of the Commonwealth, making the first defence of his title tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Bristol's very own Lee Haskins. The referee, Mr. Marcus MacDonald, will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
You're both in the dressing room. You know what I expect. Professionals at all times and obey my instructions. Watch your heads and keep it clean. That your belt is too high. That is your line now. Your one is there. Okay. Good luck, both of you. Let's touch gloves. Let's go to work.
12 3-minute rounds for the flyweight championship
of the Commonwealth flyweight belt that Lee Haskins won in emphatic style, really, in February, blowing away Anthony Matthias. Now for the well-travelled, hugely knowledgeable Zolile Mbityi. And this is where we find out more about Lee Haskins. Such a fast starter.
That was a dreadful opening attack from Mbityi there. He left himself wide open. I wonder, has he not been warned about the power Haskins had? That was very amateurish. He wants to make an early impression, but he's being reckless. Wide open.
And the unorthodox style, punches from different angles. That's no knockdown, just bundled to the floor.
Well, Mbityi doesn't look well balanced. His legs are all over the place. He's throwing big silly swings. He's going to have to tighten up here. You'd think with his experience it would start a little bit more tighter than this.
Yeah, strange beginning from Mbityi, a man from East London in South Africa. Haskins looking to unload early, as always. Right uppercut just misses. He wants Mbityi to feel the power.
I mean, I'm old school and I tend to worry about fighters who don't master the basics to have them to fall back on, and I mean, I don't know if Haskins has mastered the basics, but he certainly doesn't use them. But natural power, natural speed, and already he seems to have shaken Mbityi up. Just throwing them all over the place. Mbityi seems to have a problem. I don't know if it's his nose or his eye.
They just stabbed his face there, Mbityi. Being caught by Haskins early. Bit of a swelling, I think, by the right eye already for the South African. Now 36 years of age.
Early signs from Mbityi are not good. He's all over the place. He's rubbing the eye as though maybe the side of the glove has caught him and kind of burned the eye a little bit, but he's obviously in some discomfort. But where is the experience that he's gained over the years? He's all over the place.
They boxed so well against Damien Kelly, Peter Coleshaw. It was a few years ago now. Again, the eye giving him trouble.
Even Haskins is looking a little bit ragged at the moment, because Mbityi seems to be the one who's doing the unusual things, the unexpected things.
Stop boxing! Stop boxing!
It's a bit untidy, this first session. It's Mbityi who's had that confident look taken off his face.
I'm trying to picture a well-schooled fighter in against Lee Haskins, and I tell you, he offers plenty of target, doesn't think about defence. See, this really is a mess. Good on Marcus McDonald trying to tidy things up here, but it's not an easy job. Not an impressive opening round from either man, I'm afraid.
Very warm welcome back to the Whitchurch Centre here in Bristol. Lee Haskins, the 22-year-old, defending his Commonwealth title.
You can admit it, you know what I'm saying? You hear me? Come on.
Chris Sanagar, the face of Bristol boxing for the last 10-15 years or so, has plenty of confidence in Lee Haskins, who he's had since he was 10 years old. Messy first round against Zolile Mbityi from South Africa.
Yeah, well, no matter how unorthodox your style is, you have to think what you're doing in there, and I don't think Lee Haskins had one thought in his mind all through that opening round. He wants to settle down and pick his punches.
Tried to there, and again Mbityi is bundled to the floor. Second time that's happened. Timeout called by Marcus McDonald.
Yep, Marcus McDonald can see a nightmare that this could turn into. He's doing his best to tidy things up. I hope he manages it.
It's the round that Haskins dispatched Anthony Matthias down in Plymouth. Arrived on the scene, really. Good left hand, gets through.
Like the way he's jumping with the punches, Haskins. I mean, you're losing power. Natural power comes from balance. You can't be jumping as that you're throwing the punch. Not as impressive as he was last time out, but plenty of time.
Mbityi, who really knows his way around the ring. Legs might not be what they were once, but certainly a step up for Haskins, this, on paper.
I just think Mbityi's old man's legs. I mean, I mentioned his balance in the opening round. He stumbled twice to the canvas. In the second round here, I think the effects of a long career. So Haskins just wants to settle down. There's target there. Just take your time and pick it.
He's really landing that cleanly. A jumpy, jerky start.
I wonder maybe just a little bit of overconfidence from Haskins, but this is not vintage stuff. This is not the controlled punching we saw the night he won the title.
Working down, get out there.
In front of 2,000. Bristol fans. They have an effect on Lee Haskins as well. You can't walk through everybody, Jim.
No, and as I said a couple of minutes ago, when you haven't mastered the basics, or when you don't use the basics, then you don't have them to fall back on, and I just wonder, will he get away with this style when he steps up through the levels? But no smoothness tonight, haven't really seen the power either, and he's annoyed with himself, he's growling. Usually he goes back to his corner with a smile.
Friday Fight Night on April the 21st. Simone Malodrotu brings the European Bantamweight title to Belfast to give Damien Kelly his big shot. Friday Fight Night at 10 that night on Sky Sports 1. Time was when Kelly held his Commonwealth Fly title, and Mbityi was a handful then too.
Yes, Paul. Damien Kelly beat Zolile Mbityi back in 2000 on points. It was very, very close. And no more holding, says Marcus McDonald, in what's been an untidy start to this Commonwealth flyweight defence for Lee Haskins. This is better, starting to open up.
See, I just don't think Haskins has had anything resembling a plan tonight. I think he's just doing everything off the seat of his pants. It's been messy, so maybe now it will settle down, be a bit more businesslike.
In the build-up, predicting 3-4 round knockouts. How much has he thought about the style of Mbityi and what's in front of him?
Just what I said, Adam, a couple of seconds ago. I don't think he has had one thought in his mind what he was going to do when they get in there. I think things come so easily for him in the gymnasium. He thinks he's going to carry that on into the ring. Doesn't always happen. And this is where maybe a good traditional jab to settle this fellow down, set things up. See, he's not setting anything up, he's just swinging wildly. There he goes again, missing badly. He's complaining, but I mean, he's as much to blame here. And Mbityi's difficult to catch because when he misses with a punch, he ducks away down to the side. He's done it again there. So Haskins' counters are going over his shoulder. So Haskins should be initiating the attack. If the fella's awkward, don't counter him, attack him. That was better. Good shot there, which didn't shake Mbityi.
Tries to initiate everything from low down. Lee Haskins. Again, he complains to Marcus McDonald. Doesn't look happy or relaxed in there.
Well, I think he knows he's struggling to look good. I mean, nothing Mbityi's done has troubled him as far as losing, but he knows he's struggling to find his timing, find any kind of rhythm. And he's calling out people like Damien Kelly, Dale Robinson. Not in this forum, Mr. Haskins.
Only 22 years of age until recently in novice company. Nothing going smoothly.
I mean, I think he must be shocked himself with how many times he's missed with punches here already. I mean, Mbityi is well past his best, no fluency in his boxing, a real struggle to look good for Haskins.
Alright, all you're doing is making him look silly. Just keep throwing your shots, come on. Right, don't give up, come on.
Listen, when he misses with the right hand, he misses with the right hand, that's the time when you've got to stick it, boom. You know what I mean? Quick as well. Alright?
No major panic yet in the blue corner. The purple colours of the Bristol boys, led by promoter and manager Chris Sanagar. And his charge, Lee Haskins, who's been very bullish about for a number of years, coming onto the big stage. Commonwealth 8-stone defence against Zolile Mbityi, who's in his 42nd fight.
See, sometimes fighters with this kind of style, they're allowed to do what they like in the gymnasium because nobody really can teach them anything. So when it ends up a struggle in an actual contest, what can you tell them? When it's too late, you've allowed them to do as they please in the gymnasium. And you can't do in a fight what you haven't practiced in the gym. He should be settling down, using a jab, some conventional boxing, but not doing it. He's relying on one punch turning this around. It probably will do eventually because he does have power. Mbityi is obviously past his best, maybe not the same punch resistance. But I would rather see a good performance with a good finish than just a one punch out of the blue, because this has been a nightmare so far.
Yep, a messy one. Catches Mbityi. Maybe wouldn't have done so. And he was a younger fighter. He's been stopped 4 times in his long career.
Well, Haskins been asked to take a couple of punches now, which I'm sure wasn't in his script. And I'm just still looking for that one single shot to turn things around. Mbityi's outworking him in this round.
He's got himself into a bit of bother here, Haskins. I mean, the southpaw style, where's the jab? Surely he can back him up if he plants his feet.
I mean, Floyd Mayweather's an unconventional style. He does what he likes, but he has the basics to fall back on when required. But I don't think Lee Haskins has. I think this is what he does, and I think it's all he does. And when you're forcing things, you run out of steam a little bit earlier because you're using up more energy to throw the punches. And that's what's happening here with Haskins. Just hope he's in good shape because he's using up a lot of steam here.
It's been 10 rounds once, but never this 12-round distance, Lee Haskins. Believed he'd blow Zolile Mbityi away. No sign of it yet. Although slightly better towards the end of the 4th at last. The corner of Zolile Mbityi. Daria Mazzini in there. Bit of success for Haskins at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he's still landing the better punches, but it's turning into a nightmare because it's so messy looking. But, I mean, looking to the future, I think he's going to have to add a lot more to his arsenal when they're going to step him up the levels.
Second third of this one. Black and white of Zolile Mbityi, the challenger from the Eastern Cape in South Africa. 14 years older than Lee Haskins. Haskins was only 5 when Mbityi turned professional in 1989 at 19. That's a big difference.
I mean, that basic mistake he's just made with that left-hand lead from the southpaw stance, swung his feet all the way around. I mean, good fighters do not let you away with that, you'll be punished. It looks like the same move coming again.
Will this be a case of a harsh lesson learned?
I mean, this could be a valuable lesson. Maybe things have been coming just a little bit too easily for Lee Haskins. Maybe his natural talent and power's gotten through. Tonight he's having to dig in and come up with some answers. And he's struggling to do it. I mean, he's well winning the fight. There's no problem as far as that's concerned. But not looking as good as he would like to be.
Still probably feels he can march down Mbityi, who's only got 10 stoppage wins on the slate.
Well, Mbityi's fancying the job now, he's opening up, so this is a time when Haskins could get some solid punches off. Mbityi not thinking so much about defence, that was better.
Again, Marcus McDonald talks to them, don't hold. He's already worked hard, the referee, already in the 5th round.
Yeah, and Haskins been warned for holding, and that's sometimes the first sign that you're tiring a little bit. I mean, this has been hard work for him.
Oh, has to go down there, Lee Haskins.
This is a little clash of heads, and I thought that I didn't notice a body blow going in. The heads seem to come together.
Just
But why didn't the referee count? If a foul didn't take place, the referee should have counted, surely. He decided to go on the canvas.
Yep, he took a knee there, Lee Haskins. No count administered by Marcus McDonald. A strange incident in a pretty odd fight here, to be honest.
This is becoming more of a struggle for Haskins. Good left, good right uppercut, but Mbityi's taking the power.
Well, I think that was a body shot that went in. Lee Haskins went down. It was a delayed reaction. No count from Marcus McDonald. Let's have a look.
See, I thought the heads came together. Yep, left hook, I didn't notice that. I saw the heads coming together. Well, that should have been out. I mean, whatever happened, it should have been a count. A fighter has decided to go on the floor for respite. It should have been a count. So really, that should be a 10-8 round to Mbityi. Yep, delayed action on the body shot. There were no foul.
Marcus McDonald looking at Mbityi there and away from Haskins.
Come on now, shoot a man. Come on, get a grip at yourself. Come on, hey? Just get behind your jab, you know. You listening? Are you listening?
Come on.
All right, come on, give me that one.
Is he listening? Bad signs.
I tell you what, he's not too happy, and he's been asked to dig in and grind out a performance. That's a characteristic that a champion needs, so let's see if he can find it.
Nothing really has gone right for Lee Haskins in this first defence. Disjointed pretty much from the opening bell. Maybe winning the rounds, but had to go down in the last session from a body shot. How will he react?
I tell you, if this was the first time you had seen Lee Haskins box, you wouldn't say one of the brightest prospects in the country, would you?
It's completely different to when we were down in Plymouth and he took apart Anthony Matthias. Didn't let him in the fight, and Matthias was quite decent too.
I mean, this is just a difference between the other fellow taking your punches and crumbling. Mbityi has refused to crumble, turning into a struggle, and Haskins not looking too happy at times. Another body shot, I think he partially blocked that one.
Spot on, Jim. Mbityi knows now that could be the area to exploit. He tumbles and stumbles down the 36-year-old legs.
See, for the full power to be in the punches, the timing has to be right, the delivery, well, nothing has been right for Haskins here. Everything's a struggle, he's swinging wildly. And the punches that have landed, Mbityi's coming through them. Haskins is winning the rounds because he's landing more punches, but it seems to be becoming more and more of a struggle.
And there is a long, long way to go. The one thing that Zolile Mbityi has in the locker is the wealth of experience. It's been 12 rounds, 12 times. That's better from Haskins with the uppercut.
Yeah, but Mbityi's taking them and coming back.
Mbityi still trying to back up Haskins.
Yep, and he's still making Haskins work every second. Haskins likes to control the tempo and control the pace, not being allowed to tonight.
Occasionally clever Haskins, but for the most part, ragged. Let's see if Spencer Oliver can fathom this one out with Ed Robinson.
Well, Spencer, why do you think Lee Haskins is struggling this evening?
I think he's just tried to impress too much tonight. It's the first time in being champion. He's come out here, he's tried to put on a big show. He won the Commonwealth title in 2 rounds. And I think he thought he was going to do the same again tonight. Mbityi is 36 years of age, and I think he probably thought he was a little bit past his best, which I think he is past his best. But Haskins is trying too hard at the moment, and Mbityi is starting to get himself back into this one.
So what does Haskins have to do now?
He's just got to settle down a little bit more. He's jumping in with shots, he's leaving himself wide open, and he's not got that lateral movement, and Mbityi's catching him on the way in. He needs to settle down a lot more.
How are you scoring it?
I've got Haskins well in front at the moment, but Mbityi, you know, he's been here before. He's like we've already heard, he's been 12 rounds 12 times before. Haskins hasn't, so it's going to be interesting in the second half of the fight.
Thank you, Spencer.
It is indeed, Spencer. And Jim, this is the time now that you start to wonder about Lee Haskins and ask the questions.
Yeah, well, I agree with everything Spencer says there, but the trouble is, if he's not been doing it in the gymnasium, he won't do it in the actual contest. I just think he's been allowed to go his own way. You can see there, I mean, apart from the previous round where Mbityi managed the knockdown, which wasn't counted, everything to Haskins, but the scoring doesn't tell the story. This is a struggle.
Trying to launch the big single shots, Haskins. Right hand from Mbityi. He's getting closer.
See, he's been compared to Naz, which is fair comment, and Naz was never good at throwing bursts of punches because his balance was all over the place and because he put so much body movement into his single shots. Haskins is the same. When a lead misses, he's well off balance and not really in a position to come back with anything else.
Yeah, Hamid not Haskins' hero, but he's based the style largely on the switch hitter from Winterbank.
Well, again, Haskins landing the punch, but Mbityi taking it. Well, a valuable lesson not to rely on your power, and when you step up to world level, these fellas can take punches. That's part of the things that makes them world class.
He's coming off a couple of decent wins himself, Mbityi, over Zolani Patello, Alexander Sobethu. He's rediscovered his commitment to the sport, had his problems with alcoholism out of the ring, and himself back into shape. That's credit to the man.
Well, you have to admire the way every time the referee calls break, Mbityi steps right back up again. He's the one who's still prepared to set the pace here. Clash of heads there.
Didn't like that, Lee Haskins, did he? He is finding out how hard this professional game is, and suddenly Zolile Mbityi ups the tempo.
Well, for the first time in his career, Lee Haskins has been asked to display some character. Complains about the clash of heads, doesn't seem to like the clump round the ear that followed. So this is a tough old business. You have to be tough if you want to stay in it. So he's going to have to grind out a performance here, see if he's capable of doing it.
15th fight, and by far the biggest one in terms of education already for Lee Haskins. Holds on to the ropes there, Jim, before he sat on his stool. Let's have a listen.
All right. Come on then now. What's up? Hey? Can't breathe. Take nice deep breaths then. Yeah, get some water. Have you been drinking water today? Hey?
Yeah, but for the weigh-in.
Hey? No, today. All right. Just keep drinking it. All right?
Pour the water on me, can you?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pour some water over him. Keep the thing on there. All right, now listen. All right? Now come on. You fell behind that round, you didn't do nothing. Yes. Fell behind. You're winning, you won every round, but that last round. Come on. Sorry, let's go.
Well, more and more of a struggle. I just wondered, does he have the condition I think everything has come so easy for him. He's been asked to dig in here. He's not used to doing it. And Mbityi is the opposite. He's seen the tough side of the business and still there. Now Haskins has been asked to ship some punches, another thing he's not used to doing.
Only the 60th round of his pro career, Lee Haskins, and incredibly the 344th for Zolile Mbityi, who maybe, just maybe, fancies this job now. Would be a big upset.
Well, you see the enthusiasm in Mbityi's corner in between rounds. They really fancy this. They maybe fancy that Haskins is tiring a bit.
Still the punch power with 9 stoppages in his 14 wins for Haskins. One could just nip through as the men tire. There has been a swing in this gym, no doubt.
Yep, Mbityi's getting himself into the fight. Still been clipped with these unorthodox punches from Haskins. Still finding it a nightmare trying to pin Haskins down. So he's walking onto these shots, but the thing is he's taking them. And I think that is a big surprise for Lee Haskins. He thinks he can knock everybody out at this level. It's not happening tonight.
And even when he lands, Mbityi seems to come through them. Must be a dent to the confidence of the cocky Bristolian.
Signs of tiredness now in Mbityi's work. Big deep breaths. He's been the first one. That was a good uppercut from Haskins.
Yeah, lovely shot from Lee Haskins. And Mbityi just stumbles. Good action though in the 8th round.
Well, Haskins was complaining between rounds, but he's responded well. He's dug in here. Just forced the work out.
Shown a bit of character.
Yeah, well that's what was required. I mean, it's not the easy night's work he came here expecting. So he's just having to make the best of it now.
The defence there, Haskins. Slightly more improved round to get the water on Mbityi. Do you think that took a lot out of the South African?
Yeah, there was a couple of real clean punches as well. Left uppercut, that's the one. I think that at this stage in a hard fight, these punches can sap you. And I think that's what's happened here. Full credit to Haskins. He dug in a little bit, put out a lot of work in that round. Just had to grind out that performance, and I think that took a little bit out of Mbityi. But his experience has been here several times in the past. Who knows? Can he get himself back in one more time?
Look at this success rate there, poor from both Haskins and Mbityi. Haskins thrown so many, landed so few. It has been a struggle. Commonwealth flyweight title on the line. Property of Lee Haskins, but this is only his first defence. Be desperate to hang on to it and see this one out. What will Chris Sandegar be thinking, Jim, here?
Well, I don't think there's much you can do with Haskins. As I say, I think he goes his own way in preparation. And that was a nice left hook, which seemed to trouble Mbityi a little bit. Can he capitalise on that? But Mbityi's still the first one to step up again after the break. but tired-looking punches now from Mbityi.
That surely must be towards the end of a very long but good and solid career. Zolile Mbityi been in with men like Baby Jake McNally.
See, Haskins has been doing everything wrong, but coming up trumps with it, the results and the performances. He's doing everything wrong here, and he's been exposed a little bit. And his balance is wrong, the punch delivery is wrong, he can't follow up when his first punch misses because his left leg's coming round with his left hand punch. I mean, all the things you would stop a kid doing the first couple of weeks in the gym.
Again, loss of balance for Mbityi. But the old legs evident here. All right hand from Mbityi was good down the middle.
Well, that's a couple of right hands he's put through this round. It's maybe just as well for Haskins that he's not a puncher.
Targets the body again. Remember, not called the knockdown in the 5th round. And he took a knee, Lee Haskins. He's trying to confuse Mbityi again.
Again, Mbityi coming through Haskins' punches.
Well, there's so much for this man, Lee Haskins, to live up to. Jackie Patterson, 6 successful defences of this on the world title. Rinty Monaghan also the world champion at flyweight. The great Walter McGowan, WBC flyweight champion too. So many great names. Alfred Cote, wasn't he good? Won the title in a 2nd round knockout in only his 6th fight. Francis Ampofo, great crowd pleaser. And Damien Kelly, who we see in action up at bantamweight in a couple of weeks, going for the European crown. Nowhere near that yet, Jim.
Not quite the opposite. I mean, it's maybe just as well he's not in with a real accomplished challenger tonight who can expose him and punish him for the mistakes he's been making.
Has gone 10 rounds once before against Moses Kanua. Lee Haskins, never beyond that. And Zolile Mbityi build on that statistic, or are things running away from him? Good uppercut from Haskins. No recurring problems with the eye, Jim, that we saw earlier with Mbityi in that 1st round.
No, I think maybe the cut of the gloves maybe rubbed his eye, just irritated it a bit. He's just got used to it. It's settled down, he's forgotten all about it. Haskins still pot-shotting with single punches. I think there's some changes have to be made, or some things added to his style, because there's going to come a time when this style doesn't work.
Again, ragged and messy. Do you think that Zolile Mbityi of 3 or 4 years ago would have beaten Lee Haskins?
Yeah, I think he would have been sharp, but his reflexes would have been a lot keener. I mean, at 36, he's just that little bit slow. And really, Haskins at his best could have looked so good tonight, because Mbityi's not difficult to catch. He makes a lot of mistakes of his own. But Haskins come in with the wrong attitude. He thought this was going to be easy. He was expecting a blast out. It's not happened. And if you're not psyched up before the fight, you cannot get psyched up during it. I mean, he's hanging on to his title as far as my scorecard's concerned. But I don't reckon himself and his camp will be too happy with this performance.
He's dug in, Haskins, when he looked really sorry for himself in the corner a few rounds ago. A lot on the line for him. So many people he knows here tonight. Meant to be the big homecoming.
Well, when you think of the first minute, the way Mbityi started this fight, we expected a quick blast out. It looked on the cards. It's been quite the opposite. It's been a grind all the way through for Haskins. Okay, he's shown that he can do that when it's required, but I would say a lot of changes must be made in the gym.
Never put a massive dent into Mbityi, who's kept coming forward, as always giving good value. Raises his hand, and Haskins breathes deeply again as he goes back to the corner.
Well, again, the better punches coming from Haskins. Mbityi's kind of cuffing a little bit, slow to get his punches off now. But you see, Haskins, he's not in a position to put punches together because of the way he leaps in with the leading punch.
Let's pick it up, these two
6 minutes, nothing.
Let's pick it up, all right? Yeah? Just keep making him miss, that's the thing. All right?
One door run away, just like we do in the box. One door run away.
Okay.
Run away, let me.
Hey?
Run away.
Put your hands. With the other one.
That's it, only one. This
All right? Come on, let's go. Let's get up.
Give me the world champion.
Seconds out. Round 11.
First time Lee Haskins. Here's the bell for the 11th round. 6 minutes to go to hang on to this Commonwealth flyweight title. Surely ahead. 3 judges at ringside: Phil Edwards, Victor Lachlan and Paul Thomas. But it has not been the night he dreamt of.
Well, I always say it's nice if you can get a wake-up call on a night when you've won a fight. There are a lot of fighters that are punished badly to learn a lesson. So if Lee Haskins is learning a lesson tonight, which he can put to good use, then it's been a worthwhile exercise.
Blood to the nose of Lee Haskins, who tries to wind up that big corkscrew uppercut again. Can you change his style? Can you take him back to the gym, improve the defence, or is he what he is?
Well, he's always going to be able to do unorthodox things, but I think you have to get a little bit of traditional boxing. I mean, remember Bobby Vanzi had a weird style, but now and again Bobby would pull himself together and box, as we say, properly, conventionally. And when he mixed the two, he was very, very difficult to beat. So I think Lee Haskins has to do something similar. You will not get away with this at European level, never mind world level. When the other fellow can take his power, it's a struggle for him.
Surely have learned so much in there tonight, Haskins, about the difficulties in the professional game. Still 22, remember, very young.
Haskins is just kind of coasting his way to victory now, just using his feet to step out of trouble, come back with the counters there. I think he's given up all hopes of forcing the stoppage. Just quite happy to hang on to his title. And that was a nice couple of jabs there. A bit more of that, a bit more control in his movement. I mean, the way Mbityi is trundling forward, he's not difficult to catch with a jab.
He did give our other flyweights plenty of trouble. Bill Robinson, most recently. But Robinson won that fairly comfortably. This is sort of 3 years later.
maybe Lee Haskins will appreciate his Commonwealth title now a little bit more than he's had to work so hard for it.
Crowd still enjoying it. They realise their man is winning the fight pretty comfortably. But see that on the punches landed statistic, almost double there for Lee Haskins. And the 12-round mark, look at that. Mbityi 18 times scheduled, 1 for Lee Haskins, this the first one. And he's never been to 12 rounds, and Mbityi time and time again. So that'll be an invaluable lesson in itself.
Yeah, certainly will, yeah. And just a reminder, I mean, now you can see fairly clearly at front, 108 to 101. But that doesn't tell the whole tale. I think Haskins has to do an awful lot better than this.
Final round, big hug from Lee Haskins to Zolile Mbityi, and they've shared a ring in a difficult fight. Touches his gloves down there. Lee Haskins got away with the knockdown that wasn't counted, but apart from that, there's just been that step ahead really, landing punches on Mbityi, who surely need to knock out the South African.
Yeah, but it's just another reminder that you have to give these old warriors full respect. They've been there before, they've seen and done it all, and they can still manage to come up with a performance. I mean, I didn't expect, I thought maybe at the halfway stage it would start to wilt. Hasn't happened. So he's made Haskins work and probably given him a valuable lesson.
No other British fighter has managed to halt Mbityi. How satisfied will Haskins be with his work tonight?
There's a fair old clash of heads here just as they came together. No complaints from Mbityi, but that was a fair old smack of heads there.
Marcus McDonald just giving a word of discomfort to Haskins. That's what it's been tonight, hasn't it? Not comfortable.
Not what he does best, hasn't worked. He hasn't boxed it to his best either. Too many misses, everything's been forced. No smoothness whatsoever in his performance. But still been doing enough, as far as I'm concerned, to hang on to his title. Although nothing very impressive in the last round here.
Yeah, a bit more precise, accurate, youthful, ambitious probably. Lee Haskins, fighter on the way up against one surely on the way down. But the valiant old warhorse looks like he'll make it to the final bout. Zolile Mbityi. Chalk and cheese to when he won the title.
Yeah, well, it's just a little reminder, you cannot rely on power. All the tools have to be sharpened. Concentration has to be right. Confidence is nice, but overconfidence will get you in trouble. So, several lessons learned. And he's struggling in the last round here. Final big effort from Mbityi.
Crowd trying to rally him through the final seconds, Lee Haskins. Some on their feet around us at ringside. Bell goes. Zolile Mbityi raises his hands. Lee Haskins doesn't. Looks tired. Difficult night's work. Doesn't want to celebrate. Looks very frustrated with his performance.
Well, I think he's entitled to be. I think he came in here expecting to put on a show for everybody. I mean, the crowd responded to him tremendously. A packed house here. I think he was looking forward to his first defence. A memorable night. But it may just be a night that he would rather forget. He's hung on to his title as far as I'm concerned. We'll see if the judges agree with that. But no, wasn't a good performance. He knows he can do better, and he probably knows he must do better.
A learning game, this sport. You can see that Haskins threw over 500, but very little on the success rate. The clean punches just not landing tonight. It was a messy one.
Yeah, I think he just came into the ring with the wrong attitude. I think he thought his power and his youth and his speed, the 36-year-old Mbityi would have no answer to it, but that's not how it panned out.
Just totting up the cards. Oh, Phil Edwards, Victor Loughlin and Paul Thomas are the ones that count. 2 from England and 1 from Scotland. I'm sure they've all got Lee Haskins winning fairly comfortably.
Yeah, well, I can't make a case for Mbityi winning. I mean, he pressed forward, he put up a show. He's about 117 to 111 for Haskins. I'll be surprised if any of the 3 judges see it the other way. Strange things have happened, but I don't expect it.
No smiles, no celebration at all. Still has to be official, of course. But I think inside that head, Lee Haskins knows there's a long way to go. I think the important thing, Jim, is remaining unbeaten and keeping his title. A few anxious faces, just waiting for the verdict. Nigel Christian says smile to Lee Haskins. He won't yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of 12 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards where we have a unanimous decision. Judge Phil Edwards scores the contest to 117-112. Victor Loughlin scores the contest 118-111. Paul Thomas scores the contest 119-110. All 3 in favour of the winner, and still flyweight champion of the Commonwealth, Lee Haskins.
Lee Haskins wins by unanimous decision. Delighted Bristol fans. But a mixed night, Jim.
Yeah, but if you can learn a valuable lesson on a night you win and hang on to a title, then you're a lucky man. So I hope the lesson has been learned, changes are made, because he definitely has a natural talent, he has natural power, but you have to hone these skills and you have to use them properly. He didn't do that really tonight.
We have plenty more ahead on Friday Fight Night. A fantastic small hall ding-dong between Peter Hamer and Lee Ellis. Cracking that. Lee Haskins, still the Commonwealth flyweight champion. He'll be a relieved man. The belt over his shoulder. And finally celebrates. It'll be interesting, though, to get his thoughts. He predicted an early blowout, 3 or 4 rounds, he said. Didn't happen. Had to go the 12 rounds for the first time in his life. And I'm sure Ed Robinson will find out just what he made of it.
Well, Lee, you got the win, but why was that such a struggle?
Do you know what can I say? You know, I expected it to be an easy fight. But for 36, he's definitely a tough fighter. And you know, he just kept, his head was going down. I couldn't get no shots off, and the ref's blaming me for putting my arms around his head. You know, and as you can see, you know, you've seen every round, his head was going down. I could not get no shots off. It was just an awkward fighter. He was winding me a lot with his head coming to my body. I was having a lot of troubles with him. You know, he was just tricky. But you know what can I say? I'm still champ here. You know, I'm going to go a lot further.
Are you saying you underestimated him because you were looking for one punch too much? It seemed.
Yeah, I think, you know, I said to everybody I was going to knock this guy out, and I think I wasn't throwing no combinations. I said to everybody I was going to knock him out. I tried too hard to knock him out. I was looking for the knockout, which I shouldn't. I should have worked on the combinations. Made myself look real good, but, you know, I didn't make myself look too bad today.
Did you have any game plan beforehand?
Knocking him out, I suppose, that was the game plan. But I'm just glad to do the 12 rounds, you know. I never ever thought I could do 12 rounds. It's hard work, and now I know what I got to be. I'll be a lot better for my next fight, I suppose.
What happened in the 5th round? It looked like you went down from a body shot.
No, it wasn't a body shot. He caught me. I don't know if it was his elbow or his head, but something caught me, but it hit me in the bone here, and it hurt me a lot. I had a bit of pain, so I just went down. I thought I'd just give me a couple of seconds to recover from that.
Chris, does this show that Lee needs more experience before he steps up a level?
Yeah, he definitely needs more experience, you know, and that's what we got this fight for. You know, I think they were action-packed. You know, they were fighting all the way through every minute of every round. So you know, yeah, we're pleased, but naturally, you know, we expected Lee to blast him away, you know, because he keeps telling us that he's going to blast everyone away. So, we're back to the drawing card, and we'll go from there.
Are you a little bit disappointed?
Yeah, definitely. I'm very disappointed. You know, I want to knock everybody out of fight. But, you know, I've trained up to the weigh-in, which yesterday, you know, so, you know, I don't have really much time to rest, recover, you know, let my body heal, because I've worked real hard for this fight. And, you know, I worked up to the day. I was skipping on the day, you know, and training hard on the day as well, so on the day of the weigh-in. So what can I say? He was a tough fighter. I underestimated him a bit, but you know, get my fitness a bit better. I'll knock him out next time or something, you know.
Well done tonight.
You pick certain things